Welcome to League of Cinephiles for another CINEMAWARS episode. My name is Alex Helmer, and this is Big J from Agnolo. Guys, we are back to you with another CINEMAWARS episode. Today's prompt: what is the best movie twist of all time? Agnolo, you've had your fair share of CINEMAWARS episodes. You haven't debated this particular prompt, though. How do you think it's going to go with these four competitors?
Well, I see some new competitors, and they look like a lot of them look pumped up and full of themselves. So we'll see when they fight me what's going to happen. This prompt, I just hope everyone saw the movies that we're going to discuss. So this is going to be one of those shows that's going to piss a lot of people up.
Three new competitors, one old, but let's get to them. The one person who's been here since the beginning, since one of the very first CINEMAWARS episodes, it's Tyler Bad News Banark. He's back in CINEMAWARS.
Hey, boys.
And someone who is new to the stage, it is Chad Saborin.
What's going on, Alex? Thanks for having me again.
The third person in the match, not really a plot twist, as you guys knew he was kind of playing. It is Amaru Moses, who told us in the free-for-all that he wanted to play CINEMAWARS.
Yes, 100%. I feel like I'm all right at trivia, but I feel like debate is my thing. I will debate the hell out of anybody and everybody at all times, so I'm very excited for this.
And the fourth and final competitor, the individual who's in the free-for-all with Amaru and who kind of Amaru challenged, it is the stalker, Jaron Harrod.
Thank you very much, Alex, the host, Helmer, Big J, for having me. Look, I've seen just about every CINEMAWARS episode in preparation for this, and I know you like to put in your hard jump cuts to keep these videos under 20 minutes, but I choose my words very deliberately, so I'd appreciate if you didn't do that right now. I had fun in the free-for-all, but this is a different ballgame. I have a thin layer of respect for my opponents and their intelligence, but I'm not here to make friends today. I'm here to knock heads, and that's what we're going to do.
The opening statement, the rebuttals, and the closing statement. There will be a cinema-related prompt in which competitors must find an answer for. A wheel will be spun to determine who will pick their answers first. Competitors will argue in behalf of their answer and will debate against the other competitors. And the judges will grade each competitor out of 5 points for the opening and the closing rounds and 10 points for the rebuttal round. The competitor with most points at the end of the match will be declared the winner.
Let's see who will go first. It is, well, it's Amaru.
So in my mind, a plot twist is only as good as the movie that is before it. If you have a twist and your movie is boring or you're not really caring what's going on in the film, it really doesn't matter whether a twist comes or not. And one of the most intriguing, one of the most out-of-body experiences, one of the most just entertaining movies ever, where you're in it every single second and you had no idea the thing that was coming at the end, is The Usual Suspects. When that reveal of Kaiser Sose comes through and you look at everything in that office and he is just slowly figuring out that Verbal Kit was on his damn game, was playing him like a fiddle, and every single thing. He figures out the name on the cup, and then his Verbal's walk starts to straighten up, and he starts to lift his chest, and everything just starts clicking full circle to say that Verbal Kit played every single one of you motherfuckers in the entire movie, including the audience, and you have your mind absolutely blown. The Usual Suspects is most definitely the best plot twist of almost all time.
Let's see who will go next. Please don't be spin again. Oh my God, no. Oh, it's Tyler. Oh, he saved us.
Okay, so when it comes to plot twists, there's one recent movie that comes to mind easily, and that would be Parasite. So if you guys remember, in Parasite, there's a scene where the Kims are all hanging out at the Park's house, and the former nanny Moon Gwang comes back out of nowhere, and she reveals to the Kims that there is more to the house than what they thought, and there's a little bunker underneath, and so they follow her down there, and they find out that Moon Gwang's husband has been living down there for years. And I think it's a plot twist that works really effectively because, in Parasite, everything before that moment, we think that it's like some goofy dramedy about like a family, kind of taking over, this poor family taking over this rich family. But then the moment, we see Moon Gwang start running down that hallway behind that secret door, the movie just flips a switch and becomes this totally different, dark thriller that Bong Joon-ho pulls off so flawlessly. And so that's why I'm going with Parasite. I think is like the best plot twist of all time.
All right, 50-50. You should not be that. Oh, and it is Chad.
Immediately when I came across this, how, best plot twist, I immediately thought of Memento. And the reason being is because Memento is a film that right away, you know the outcome. You know that Teddy gets killed by Leonard. The question is, why does he do that? And slowly over the course of the film, we're going back in time, and we understand that the reason why he kills him is because this guy is living a lie. He is implementing that lie onto other people, and he is killing all these different people that he, in his own head, killed his wife. But the thing is, the twist is that Teddy didn't actually kill his wife. So it's mind-blowing because you start off the film thinking that he did, and it's like, okay, why did he kill his wife? And then you realize that no, he didn't. The other thing is that Leonard is, filled with all these tattoos with like different facts, and those aren't actual facts. Those are things that he's actually putting on him that are lies, so that way he can live his own delusional life, which, many people do, not put tattoos on, but people live in many different
All right.
So
that's
that really
time.
Everything. And for me, that's
time.
Oh.
Let's go to Jaren last.
So I am going to take what I think is the best plot twist of all time, and I am taking David Fincher's Gone Girl. So Gone Girl is a sleek kind of made whodunit film for about 1 hour. It's about an unassuming man who is sad because his wife has been kidnapped, and the marketing was built around this, right? His wife has been kidnapped. It's so sad, poor Ben. And it's kind of basic and it's kind of surface level. It's stuff we've seen before, and that would have been fine. But the plot twist, spoiler alert, is that Amy Dunn staged her kidnapping and she ran away, framing her husband. The reason this is the best plot twist is because for the next 90 minutes, the plot literally does a 90-degree turn from this lifestyle movie that's pretty but deliberately has no substance into a revenge thriller. And the revenge thriller talks about sociopolitics, media blackmailing, the recession, domestic abuse, their marriage, cold-blooded murder, and it's literally framed through a completely different character's perspective. We literally twist from one character to another. They trick you on who's the main character in this film. We start thinking about craft differently. We start thinking about readings in the film differently, and that's all based on this one twist.
Great. All right, so that's going to end the opening round. Agnolo, and I will now calculate scores. Agnolo, this has been calculated. Your brief thoughts on how the round went.
I think Amaru, he went a bit long explaining what a plot twist was, and then I felt he didn't have enough time to go more into why his movie has the best plot twist. Maybe it was a bit like he said, he was expecting more time and he was surprised. So I want to see how this goes now in the next round.
All right, and the scores, pretty even game. It is everyone at 8.2 and Chad at 8.1. So even last place. There's only 0.1 separating first from last. As we head now to the rebuttal round, good luck, gentlemen.
Okay. Here's my issue with every single one of your picks. They're surprises. They're not really twists. Memento, the entire movie is us trying to unravel something. Parasite is a movie where every single aspect, every time a new family member comes in, they're doing something more wild and crazy to this family. So when this thing happens, it's like, oh, that's surprising, but I'm used to that. And Gone Girl, half of your movie, half of that plot, it's already done. Like, I actually have a twist that you don't see coming until the last 5 minutes, where the person explaining to you the entirety of this big epic person like Kaiser Sose, how he's pulling the strings, the guy explaining it to you, the meek verbal kid, is the one who is actually pulling the strings, and you didn't know that the entire time. Y'all's are good surprises, but the twist is kind of like, okay, is it there?
Yeah, okay. So fundamentally, you're wrong, because a plot twist is a radical change in the direction of the plot, in a direction of the story. What you've got is a surprise ending. It's a third act reveal. It's a last 10-minute reveal that has been co-opted to kind of mean a plot twist, but it's not what a plot twist is. What you've got is a YouTube explained video. Okay, that's really what that is. That film isn't really interesting until the last 10 minutes when the reveal happens, because you're just sitting there going, okay, who is it? Okay, who is it? Okay, who is it? And that's what that is. With Parasite, I think that when it comes to readings, it really gets I think the readings get a lot simpler when that reveal has. That is a plot twist. It is a real one, but the readings get it's like oh okay, there's no more moral gray areas. It's like okay, these are bad people and these are good people and these are bad people. It kind of takes away all of the nuance that the film had. Memento loses itself pretty much immediately. The whole plot is kind of weavy and worthy. There's not really one big twist, and I think that makes the big twist that you're going for kind of forgettable, because you could name like 6, 7, 8, 9 twists from that film and I wouldn't even really remember them. But Gone Girl is so impressive because it is about the plot, it's about the readings, it's about the rewatch. And like you said, yeah, the first hour is different, but that's because that's what a plot twist is. It's a radical change in the direction. A twist should like hold the movie up, and I think that is what it does, because when you go back you can look at the media talk show, you can look at their marriage, you can look at the meaning of the treasure hunt clues. Everything is redefined, and they're not just Easter eggs. It's not an Easter egg film where you go back and you're like, oh yeah, that extra hour of the plot gives you time to marinate in it. You get to think about the twist while it's playing out. You don't leave the cinema googling what happened in Gone Girl.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I think the big thing that stood out to me the most was Memento. I think the plot twists in that movie, you know, they don't really resonate for me really well. And I think it's mainly because Christopher Nolan was too busy trying to tell a story backwards that, you know, I feel like the plot twist kind of gets lost in the mix.
It confuses itself.
Yeah. As for Usual Suspects, though, I'm gonna have to side with Jared on this one. I think you know, there's not really the plot twist really doesn't come in until the last 10 minutes. And I feel the only thing I remember from that is that, you know, when Verbal Kint's like walking and leaving the police station and changed his limp to a regular walk, I feel like that is why the twist comes in, and not just like there's that, and then, you know, the feeling of like, you know, finding stuff in the room to piece together.
I mean, to counter though, not to cut you off, Tyler, but to counter, the thing with Memento is that the entire film is tonally consistent, because we as audience members are trying to figure out why he killed him. And by the end, that's answered. Usual Suspects, it's a solid film. The last 10 minutes, it elevates it, you know, a little bit. Gone Girl, it's good. I mean, the thing is, yeah, there's several twists to rebuttal you, Jaron. I mean, there's several twists in Gone Girl. I would argue there's more twists in Gone Girl than, in fact, you know, Memento. And then Parasite, yeah, I mean, it's a fine twist for sure. Here's the problem, though. In recontextualizing the film, it also changes dramatically the realism. You're having a film that's very realistic, and then a film where it's like, oh, there's someone like in the bunker. It just really makes it so that way it's grading, where it's like, it's not really something that, you know, matches everything that I saw before. So tonally is what I'm looking at in terms of Memento.
That movie is nonsense. I was lost watching it, and it's kind of out of pocket to say Gone Girl has way more twist than that big one. If you pay attention to the film, the reason I mentioned craft is that plot should be enhanced by the craft. Like, the craft should all work together in unison in creating the film. And if you watch the film up until that twist, everything is shot to be a Lifetime movie. The score is very safe and unassuming. The cinematography is very slow, left to right pans. As soon as that twist hits, you see the cinematography becomes, they start using different editing tricks. They start using these like hard jump cuts. They start using faster motion tracking. The score synths up and gets really loud and really unpredictable. Everything changes to become unpredictable, like the last half of that film, because the plot has radically changed in direction, which is what a plot twist is.
So basically, you are describing that you have two movies in one. You don't have one plot.
No, it's not. It's a plot twist. It's a change in the direction of the film. Yes.
You have two separate movies.
The score is consistent.
They're not two separate movies. They're not two separate movies. It's made by the same man. Everyone is working together. You just said
one's a Lifetime movie, and then one is following Rosamund Pike going through it and going back through it. You all are talking about that it's just a surprise ending. It is literally the entire plot. Is this dude Kaiser Sose is going through and manipulating all these people, and then when you find out Verbal Kint is the one, it is the literal definition of twisting the plot to say, wait a second, everything I was watching, maybe now I don't have a reliable narrator. Now I got to look for other things, and it completely makes you watch the film in a completely different light, because wait, how much was a lie? How much was he twisting? How much was he doing this and that? And that final 10 seconds is the epitome of what makes a great plot twist, because the plot you actually went through in one movie is now seen in an entirely different light.
Memento also had an unreliable narrator. Gone Girl also had an unreliable narrator. So it's like, the thing is, Usual Suspects only has that last 5 minutes that makes it like something where it's like, oh, that's neat. But everything that came before it, like when you rewatch it, it's a very standard issue crime drama. It's fine for sure, but it's just something that elevates it slightly. Versus Memento, not only is that surprise something where it's like, oh, that's awesome, it's something you can rewatch, and every time you're still picking up small details that lead to that moment.
Yeah, I would also like to add for Chad and Amaru for Usual Suspects and Memento, I wouldn't say they're more plot twists. I say they're more twist endings because they both happen towards the end. While in the instance of Parasite and Gone Girl, I feel like they're actual plot twists because they happen like in the middle of the movie. And because of that, the movie suddenly changes and everything that we thought we knew going into that twist is thrown completely out the window right afterwards. Like Jaron said, once Amy gives that monologue that that feels like she staged it. She becomes I feel like she's more of an unrivaled narrator than Verbal Kint. And then in Parasite, once we see that bunker, we find out that the Parks are coming back home, and everything's just like a heartbeat roller coaster for Parasite from that moment on, even to the party and the massacre that happened that followed after that. So I think that for twist endings, while they are effective and some are, I think Memento and Usual Suspects, they are they're effective twist endings. Again, they happen at the very end, and for a plot twist to be a plot twist, it has to be in the middle of the movie or somewhere before the end.
All right, that's going to do it. Agnolo and I will now calculate scores. All right, Agnolo, scores have been calculated from the most important round, the round worth the most amount of points, the rebuttal round. Your brief thoughts on how it went.
So one of my favorite parts here, because it's something out of my rule book, is what Jaron did. It kind of completely took two movies out of straight away, because he did the difference between what's a plot twist and what's a surprise ending. And even if you don't agree with some of the things he said, straight away you have two movies that don't fit in the same box. And I thought that was really good. I think it's going to be down to the last round how people are going to kind of close in and drag the other ones down, because that's part of the game. You have to drag the other ones down. And I think Amaru had a tough time because everyone jumped on Usual Suspects to bring it down. So he's in a disadvantage there, but he still did a great job.
All right, so the scores are as follows. Amaru at the bottom with 24.5, Tyler 24.9, Chad 25, and then Jaron in the lead at 26.4, commandingly, at least right now. We have a final round to get to. All right, we're going to head to Amaru first.
All of my competitors have been coming to me with semantics about what a plot twist is or not. When I go into a movie and I watch a top-tier crime drama with great performances, intense machinations, and it makes you think you're about to end the film in one way, like, oh, Verbal Kint, our victim, our narrator, is about to walk away, and then all of a sudden, the twist comes in that he is the one being the mastermind the entire time, and it makes the actual plot change in your entire mind. That's what makes a great plot twist, whether you call it one or not. See, the other movies, the issues with them is they're already in heightened states. So when you're already in that state, like you're in two movies for the entirety of the time, or you're in a time loop, or you're in something like Parasite, where every single action of the characters puts you in a state where you're like, what the hell is going to happen next? What the hell is going to happen next? When those things happen, you're like, well, yeah, of course they're going to happen. So it doesn't count as the greatest plot twist of all time, just maybe great movies, whereas my movie is actually something you're sitting down, you're watching, you're loving, and then all of a sudden, the twist that happens changes your entire thought process of what might be going on, and you have to watch the whole movie over again just because somebody like Verbal Kint can make your mind blown by the end of it.
On the subject of heightened suspense, I feel like Usual Suspects kind of builds it out just because it's a murder mystery in and of itself, and I feel like that's basically the case with it. I feel like when it comes to movies like that, Usual Suspects, that is in fact the case. Gone Girl, it has there's that heightened suspense of Nick and everyone trying to figure out Amy's murder, but there's even more of a heightened sense to it because as we find out, Amy actually staged it. And then Memento, it's heightened suspense because it's told backwards the way Christopher Nolan wanted to. With Parasite, that is the case too, but it at least keeps building up and it keeps you on that roller coaster ride throughout the rest of the movie. And you guys all made great picks, has great arguments, but I think at the end of the day, again, it's a plot twist. It's in the plot, not in the ending, which is why I think Parasite has the best plot twist of them all.
Usual Suspects, again, I know I've established it's fine, but you can only watch it one time because the more that you watch it, the less impact you have with it. Parasite, here's the thing. It's, again, a fine film as well. But that twist after that, I mentioned realism. After that, you're kind of out mentally because you're like, okay, so now anything can kind of happen. Gone Girl, it's not really a plot twist because if you read the book, it's like you already can see it coming. So it's like, okay, it's not really a surprise. The Usual Suspects also, most people know that, hey, this film was a twist. no matter which way you explain Memento, you can literally explain to people the entire plot. It's still going to surprise you with that twist ending where it's like that is not in fact actually the person that killed his wife. It's mind-blowing either which way that you cross it out. And that's why I'm saying that Memento, in my eyes, is the best plot twist of all time. Again, all these films are fine, but I think that all these films just don't entirely work, and they are all based on that working, and that's subjective.
Something that's not subjective is that a plot twist is the radical change in direction of the plot. It's not a surprise ending or a third act reveal like two of these movies are. I mean, let's go to Usual Suspects. It's the exact same film without the third act reveal. You could say, oh, it was Benicio del Toro that was Kaiser Soze. It would be the same film. It wouldn't matter. So it's not that great a twist. Memento, again, there's too many twists and too many curves. By the get to the end, it loses all its impact. Again, you could name 9 twists in that film, and I'd go, okay, I guess. And I've seen it a couple of times. You guys just picked a couple of movies I didn't really like because I don't think they have strong plot twists, and you can check my letterbox if you want. Let's go to Parasite. Parasite is a very well-made film, and it does have a real plot twist, but I think if it had ended without that plot twist, it would have been the same film. It still would have been well made. It didn't go in a different direction. Nothing changed about it. In fact, the readings got weaker, but the craft and the plot for Gone Girl radically changed with the direction of the plot twist. It was based on a book, yes, or 50% of other films. It's an entirely new perspective. That's what a plot twist is. Oh, it's 2 different movies. Is the fucking Mad Max Fury Road 2 different movies? Because the first one is him getting captured and the second half is him in a car. You can say that about any film.
Scores are finally done. The match is over. It's been a tiring effort so far. Great match. Your thoughts on how the final round went?
Well, I think Amaru took his chance here to kind of take away some of the criticism that they gave his movie. I think he did a really great job. Tyler, I thought he got a little bit confused in the beginning, and then he took some time to get into his movie. He talked a lot about Usual Suspects again. I think everyone had the thing about Usual Suspects today here. But then Chad came in and he did a great job until he talked about the book thing. But that I thought it was a bit weird. But then I have to be honest, Jaron is not like the nicest guy here, but he did a great job with his rebuttals. And also, I think like sometimes the person that goes in the end has a little bit of an advantage because he's able to hear everything that was said before.
All right. Well, we have one winner at the end of the day, and your winner, it is the Stalker, Jaron Heron, with a final score of 35.2, leading the pack as Chad, second place, a whole 2 points behind. Amaru, 33, a bit behind, and then Tyler falls down to the end at 32.2. Jaron, we had you on the CINEMAWARS poster for the season. I was doing a little, preseason prediction there as one of the hot rookies coming into the season. Your thoughts on winning your first CINEMAWARS match?
Look, I'm just stoked to be here. It's so much fun. Again, like I said, this is what I love. Chad, Amaru, and Tyler were really great, and they made me sweat. I think just what happened was, even though they argued really, really well, really great points, I think, in my opinion, a couple of them picked a couple of bad answers, and there was a little bit of blood in the water. And a few of us smelt that blood and kind of all jumped on it, and that kind of gave us the advantage for the rest of the match. But that's it, mate. You can't let the Stalker see you, because I'll glob onto you. I'll find your weaknesses, I'll find your secrets, and I'll take you down. And now my sights are on people like Nikita, Jacob, and Yolo. But you guys have been just really, really great hosts, and I appreciate the match and all of my competitors, because again, it was hard fought, but a bunch of fun.
Honestly, I'm not that bummed about it. I did better than I thought I would. I kept it close.
Yeah, I had a great time being on. I'm really happy I was able to meet you guys, and you guys all had great picks. I can say now I loved all of your guys' films. So
nice, because I haven't debated in this format before. Usually a one-on-one, so going up against 3 other people is like, okay, I see how this works now. Darren might have gotten me this time, but I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how sure. So just wait till next time. We'll be all right.
I always give an edge to the guy that has that extra thing, has that extra kind of drive and hunger. And I could see that it was like, it could be all talk. I didn't know, but I wasn't really surprised in the way things were going. I think they did really well. I think Amaru has a lot of potential too. I think he had the bad luck of this in this game, because everyone decided to gang up on him. And maybe he still didn't have the experience to be able to twist that to another one. Chad did also really well. And Tyler, look, Tyler is that guy that I always love to see him play.
Yeah.
I still think that he needs to stop being as much of a nice guy.
So that's going to end it. Jaron is the winner of this CINEMAWARS episode. Check out 2 weeks from now as we have another CINEMAWARS episode with a new movie debate prompt and 4 new or old competitors, depending on who's in the match. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check us out for our continuing CINEMAWARS episodes, our movie trivia, weekly content, and so much more, guys. See you later. Ciao.